On this podcast, Nigel Clarkson chatted with Marissa, Keltie, and Caroline Gilmour of The Eves.
Sounds Showbiz podcast today. It's Marissa, Keltie, and Caroline Gilmour, The Eves. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Okay, both all right?
We're good, thank you.
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, yeah. You've got a brand new single out at the moment. It's doing brilliant, isn't it? We're on fire. The fans are loving it on the social medias, I noticed. How's it been going for you guys?
It's been going great, thank you. We're getting such lovely feedback from everyone saying, oh, it's such a banger, such an anthem, and a lot of people getting in touch to say that they actually really resonate with the track as well.
Is it slightly different to what you've been doing in the past? It sounds slightly, a little bit in a different direction. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I think it's more organic in sound. I think definitely getting back to, I guess, a little bit of where we started with the Eves. If you think back to the older material, Tides and City of Stars and things like that, there was much more guitars. And then the direction that our music took over COVID was obviously a little bit more electronic, just in terms of logistics and working from home. So that was that pop sound kind of developed, I think out of necessity. But now we're back out there and we can get in real guitars again and things like that. So yeah, it definitely has changed a bit.
Yeah, I thought the arrangement was slightly different. Have you had a different producer on that one?
It is, yeah. It's
Spotted
a lovely producer called Dan Gautreau. He has been working on us on this EP that we're about to put out on the 8th of November. So 4 tracks, all done with Dan. So yeah, it's been great working with him. He's definitely on the same page as us. So
yeah,
well,
sounds great. Sounds absolutely brilliant. I mean, all your songs are amazing anyway. When I was working today, I had you on, you know, when you put all your soundtracks on your website. That's handy, isn't it? Because it just keeps going straight the way through them. And I thought, wow.
That's it.
Yeah. And you've been doing like lots of covers as well, I've noticed as well. And Bronski Beat, oh, that's a brilliant song, isn't it? I mean, I love that.
Oh, the Small Town Boy track, yeah. We always get an amazing reaction to that anywhere we play it. Actually, when we don't play it now at gigs, we get pelters off the fans going, "Why didn't you play Small Town Boy?" It's like, well, we've been playing it since 2019, and it's nice to mix it up now and again, you know. But no, it seems to have resonated with a lot of people.
Oh, it's brilliant, that song. Yeah, and I kept thinking, how do you keep picking out all my favourites? Because I was listening to all the others and I thought, there's another one that I like and I love that one too. And then you made them a little bit more modern, haven't you? But they sound brilliant. You've done a really good job on that.
Thank you. I think, just a little bit more contemporary. I think it always boils down to the song, right? So if it's a really strong song, it'll stand up in any way that you arrange it. And that's why we've taken, I suppose, that dance track, really, when you think of Bronski Beat, that dance pop of the 80s, you strip that down to piano and it's beautiful. And likewise, what we've done with The Best, which is our next single that's out at the moment, acoustic version of the Tina Turner anthem, because it is a love song, I think, at heart, you know. So I think it's nice to let that shine through.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great job. That it's very unique and it sounds great. I was going to say your harmonies are really tight together.
Well,
you practice a lot. Do you do a lot of practice or?
As much as time will allow.
Yeah, it sounds really, you know, like when I was listening to it, you divide your voices to hear each one of you, and it's just bang on point, really.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you.
Did that come naturally when that happened, or did you find that when you first started, or was it hard work in the beginning?
I don't think it was ever really hard work. I think we just, I guess you just listen to how each other sing.
Yeah.
And, you know, once you know how each other sing, you can really tune into like how to harmonize with somebody else. Once you know where they breathe and how they, you know, how they say their vowels and different things like that, you can then tune in.
Yeah, I think thinking back to, obviously we've got very different voices. I mean, when you listen back to solo material that I've done versus your stuff, Marisa, which is, I would say that I was more indie and you're more pop, soul. So I think that when you blend that together, I think that that's when the magic happens. So
it does sound brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You've got a great combination going on there.
Thank you.
So down to nitty gritty, do you ever fall out in the studio at all when you're doing all the recording? I mean, it's a long day, isn't it? You're going to be there for ages.
Every time.
I'll let Marissa answer this, yeah.
Well, usually Caroline likes to be obtuse, so every time
Come on.
if I say, well, I really like that sound, she'd be like, well, I was going to say the opposite. I really like the other one. So
Yeah.
yeah, we sometimes.
But then I changed my mind about half an hour later and we
She's-
go back to what we wanted to do originally. And
But you'll have a producer kicking in as well, won't you? Saying, "Oh, I think it was better if you do it like this." Will you? Or
It's quite nice to have a third person actually,
Yeah.
just to
a referee.
mediate.
so on the other end of the spectrum, you know, when you're going on a gig and everything, have you ever had anything really funny happened? You know, that nobody really knows about, maybe behind the scenes or maybe on stage, and you thought, but you kept a straight face and carried on. You know.
Oh, yes, actually. Think back to the horse gig that we played at the Theatre Royal. So we were on tour with the singer Horse in Glasgow. And this was a sold out show, right? You're talking best part of 1,000 people in a big theatre. And we're in an act and we're doing City of Stars. And we could just see the crowd. They just started to change how they were looking at us. And then there was a bit of laughter and a bit of smiling. And like, we didn't know what was going on. And we kind of looked at each other going, like, has my blouse come undone? Or what's happened here? Like, I don't know what's going on. And we turned round. And what was it? It was Olive Horse and our band. Like, we got all these masks made. Some of them had the Marrisa masks on, and some of them had the Caroline masks on.
Right.
And they're dancing behind us to City of Stars. And it was the funniest thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
Honestly, just to try and keep a straight face. It was really tricky.
It was funny. I thought about Horse's bass player changing the set list.
Oh God, yeah, you could tell him that as well.
Yeah, so the Horse's bass player Lorna,
Lorna,
she's a bit of a trickster, and she started off this kind of running joke when we were on tour.
Yeah.
We were on stage because we would always go on and sound check after them. So they would sound check first, then we would do our sound check, and then we would be on stage. And in between that time, we would always leave our set list on the stage.
Yeah.
We got on set. I think it was in Aberdeen. And I went to look at the set list to see what was next on the list. And I was like, I don't recognise that set list. And Lorna, I can't actually even repeat some of the stuff that
we cannot repeat.
She changed the song titles to rude song titles that were similar but different.
Similar, very rude, over 18s only.
Yeah. And this became a running gag. They would do this every single time we had a gig, and it got worse and worse. The tour went on.
Great fun, though, isn't it? Great fun.
Brilliant, good, brilliant.
How many songs you've recorded to date, then? Because you've done quite a lot of recordings this year, haven't you? A lot of different songs. Do you know how many you've done, or is it just no idea, or what? Because you've done quite a few now.
Is it 10 singles?
We've done we've done about 3 or 4 with Mark Morrow. The 2 small towns, City, Christmas and Summertime and Tides. And then we did about 10 or 12 with Lewis Gardiner, producer, during COVID, but we didn't release all of them, obviously. And we've done 4 with Dan. So yeah, you're talking almost 20 songs, or just over 20 songs, but not all of them have been released, obviously. So
yeah. So out of the instruments, who plays what? Of the both of you, what instruments do you specialise in?
So I play guitar.
Caroline's guitar and piano, and we both vocals.
Yeah. Good. So do you get a regular band that goes around with you on the gigs then?
Yeah, we're financially possible. We like to take. We've got a small band just to make it a bit easier to get around. So we've got our keys player Gemma, and we've got Fraser on drums. So we take them when we can financially, but when it's not possible, we do the 2 of us. We do our instruments and some backing tracks as well, just to supplement it.
When you're on tour, have you got nicknames for each other? Do you have a nickname?
She's called me many things, Nigel. I probably couldn't repeat them here. It's normally when we're falling out. So no, but what do I call you? Just call you Keltie. Keltie.
Yeah,
just the surname.
Do you have any nicknames? Yeah, a few choice names, which is annoying me, but nothing that I can repeat.
You've been doing a few gigs this year, haven't you? You've been doing quite a few more, I would say, wouldn't you? Really? And what was your favourite out of the pick of this year?
Do you know, I love doing the Celtic Connections gig in January with Scary. So that was at the Glasgow Royal Concert Hall. That was a sellout. Was it 2,500 people? 2,000 people?
Yeah.
That
was brilliant. That was probably my favourite.
Goosebumps. Absolutely.
Yeah. The atmosphere will be great, won't it, with that amount of people? Wow.
It was a beautiful venue as well.
Yeah. Is that on again next year?
Yeah. It is. I think it's headlined by Katie Tunstall, I think.
That's right.
Right.
25, but it's a beautiful venue. And actually, the last time that we were there before we played, we'd gone to see Sheryl Crow in concert.
Wow.
And she was it was just amazing. It was a masterclass. And I just turned around to Marrisa and said, wouldn't it be amazing if we could play in this venue? And then,
wow.
There you go.
That's brilliant.
The angels were listening in, and they made it happen. So
for next year now, when do you start booking up as an artist? When do you start booking the next year? How far ahead do you plan?
Now, really, I mean, so we did a few festivals, didn't we, over the summer? And you're already trying to get in touch with festivals for next year. We've had a few festivals in touch with us, so that's good. So we're doing the Heartland Festival next June in Pittman. So we're on the main stage there. We've got a few other festivals in the pipeline, and then obviously we're looking to book a kind of mini headline tour as well, probably around the springtime, hopefully. But we need to start looking at that now because the venues get booked up, and it's always constant, isn't it?
Yeah. So so you'll know what you're doing then, but you can always pencil a few more gigs in, can you? As well at the same time.
Much. You can do them as you go and just squeeze them in somewhere.
Yeah.
How far would you go? Do you go abroad or do you just stay in the UK?
We've been abroad in the past, haven't we?
We have been abroad in the past. That was when we first started out. We did some house concerts, so we went to Denmark and did a few house concerts there for friends, and that was really good fun. And we played in San Francisco once in a hotel lobby. That was really cool.
In Canada.
In Canada, we played
Australia.
in Canada and Australia, but that was just all the house concerts. So that was good fun. But I think, if we can put on our own little tour next year, I would be delighted with that. Probably Scotland to begin with, and then think about England and Northern England.
Yeah, you need to come down where we are. We need to see you. See, well, I'll come up to where you are, because if I was going to come and see you in Scotland, where would be the best place? Would it be Edinburgh?
Probably, because that'll have the biggest crowd. Yeah.
Mrs. C keeps telling me we've got to go to Edinburgh. So
excellent.
If I mention it, that'll be it. We'll have to go. We'll try and time it when you're doing a gig, and come and say hello.
Perfect. Be nice to see you.
I mean, there's a lot of gigs going on. There's a lot of new gigs as well in the UK. Festivals seem to be expanding, don't they? Sort of. And I mean, people are trying
and then contracting and buying.
Yeah. Is it gone back now, contracting, do you think, then?
I think so. I think certainly there's been a lot of festivals that you've read about in the press that have had to fold because they just can't afford to put them on. Just most of everything's gone up.
I think because there's many more of them now. So in Scotland, if you go back 20 years ago, there only really there was Tea in the Park, and there was maybe was there even one more?
I can't even think.
So Tea in the Park was the main one, and that was where everyone went to.
Yeah.
Now there's festivals popping up everywhere, every other weekend, and I'm not sure there's enough demand to spread amongst all of them.
Why is that? Is it because it's easier to set up a festival? Because everybody I speak to, they say it's an absolute nightmare to set it up in the first place. So why have they tried to have a go at it?
I don't think it's something I would ever want to do. It's a logistical nightmare, but I think, some do it to bring so like the EDF, for example, festival up in a tiny wee island called Benbecula. That'll be community funded for a lot of it, and it's all about bringing artists to the island and bringing new tourism and new culture to these islands. So there's a bit of that, and obviously people up in those islands don't get many visiting musicians, so it's to bring to bring some people there. And then I'm sure there'll be people who want to put on these things, you know, to run as a business and for profit and things like that as well. Because if you run it right and you get enough people, there's huge amounts of profit to be made.
You get a break over Christmas then, or do you always do you make a break for yourselves? So you think, right, we're going to have some time off.
We're always kind of switched on, aren't we? We're always ready, waiting, because such is the nature of the industry that we're in. If you get an opportunity that comes in, you can't really say, sorry, I'm out of this, I'll deal with this in a fortnight's time. You've always got to be open to anything that comes in, any opportunity. I mean, I know that we were getting to the end of the year and we thought it's going to be fairly quiet. We'll start to wind down, we can work on the new material, and then the Skerryvore lads got in touch, asked if we'd go on their England tour with them at the end of next month. So we're doing that. We've got 3 dates in England next month, and then we've got a Scottish show as well. So that's 4 gigs before the end of the year, and there might be more to come, you don't know. So just
Are they an indie band, are they, where they promote themselves and sort it all out, Skerryvore?
So, well, they had been for a long time. They've been signed recently to Cooking Vinyl Records,
right?
But they have been independent for a long time. There's 8 of them in the band, so it's that kind of fusion of Scottish trad meets rock pop, and it just works really well. And they've got a fantastic fan base, and they've had us on 3 or 4 tours with them now, and their fans have become our fans, and it's just lovely. But they're signed now to Cooking Vinyl Records.
You're still independent, aren't you? Yeah. Were you always going to stay? Would you rather stay that way, do you think, and rather than sign up with somebody?
I think it depends on the deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, if there was a lot of cash, obviously, it's going to make a bit of a difference.
I think if you had a major label and knocking on your door, you need to read the small print, and make sure that it's a good deal. There are some out there that aren't so great, and there are some companies that we would, bite your hand off to sign with. It's all about, fairness of the deal, and also where they can promote you to, and because it is hard as independent musicians. With the best will in the world, we don't have the budget and we don't have the marketing tools to get out to the masses as much as we would like to, and that's where labels are great. They have the clout. So I think
your songs are getting known a lot now, aren't they? Because they are getting played on some of the independent radio stations, aren't they? Because they're so good. I bet you can't guess which is my favourite of yours anyway. What do you reckon it's going to be?
Favourite song that you like of ours? Oh,
I've played it many, many times as well because I love it anyway. It's a great song.
Is it Legal High?
No.
City of Stars?
Brand New Day?
No, I do like them all, but my favourite's Big Love. I like that.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I like that because I think it's because, when you hang a memory with it, don't you, with a song and that. And so when I was on the radio and we had the radio station, we was always playing that. And I remember it was around for months, wasn't it? It was a great song, that. It was always on our playlist for ages because it's such a good song.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that actually did pretty well. We got a couple of spot plays as well on radio too with that one. And I think it hit quite a lot of BBC regionals, and then you've got all the independent stations and all the local stations. They all seemed to get on board with that one. So that was quite a good campaign, actually. That got quite a lot of traction.
It was good. That it's a great song. That it's really a real good pop song. Don't mind me saying a pop song, do you? But
we're absolutely pop.
It was really catchy, and it was really good melodies to it. So I like that. As soon as that comes on, you just think, oh great, I'm going to play that again. So brilliant.
Thank you.
What about the social medias then? Have you changed any direction on that since we last spoke? Or which one are you finding is the busy one this year?
The busiest, I would say, Facebook seems to get the most traction for our demographic, I think. I mean, we're all young pop stars, right? So we're a wee bit older than the young ones out there. So the demographic for Facebook seems to be a little bit older as well. Where we don't see a lot of interaction is probably X, and because that's not really a tool for music. I'm seeing more and more on X. It's just all to do with politics and slagging people off,
It is a
and
bit, yeah.
it's just not a nice platform to use. But we do it, and we put our stuff out there, but it doesn't get a lot. And then when you go to TikTok, that's more a young kids game as well. But the thing that they don't really share with the public is that they will cap who gets to see your posts until you start paying them money to boost your reach.
Right.
So, like, yeah, I mean, we've seen posts where we'll put a link up to a gig or to ticket links or like something like that.
Yeah.
Hardly gets any views. And then you put a post up where you've got a photo of us, like a selfie.
Yeah.
Hundreds of views. So as soon as you try to promote something, they cap it.
Right.
And they don't let anyone see it, and then you have to pay them to boost the post, and it's really quite the dark arts, because when you get into algorithms and things like that now,
Which format's that you're talking about? Is that Facebook? Is he talking about there? Or?
Facebook, Instagram, X, all of them, TikTok, every single platform.
Right.
So we've kind of taken the approach now. We've got our website, and we've went and redesigned our own website. We've now set up a mailing list. So that we can own our data, so to speak. So what would happen if Facebook or X or Instagram had to go down tomorrow, right? We'd lose all the followers that have taken us 6 or 7 years to build up on a platform that's not ours, right? Whereas if you own your website and you have a mailing list, engage with your true fans, and I say that in the nicest way, your true fans will come along and they'll sign up to the mailing list, and they want to keep in touch with things. A Facebook like, an X like, a TikTok view does not translate into a true fan.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of people got caught up in that, thinking, oh, I've got thousands of views on this is amazing. Yeah, well, where's that taking you though? You know, have you got any real fans from that?
Have you got your calendar coming out then?
Didn't think about a calendar this year.
I was sat there thinking before, and I thought, I should have got a calendar out, because we're looking at all your photos. They're fantastic, the photos. Who do you get all to do all the photos? Because they look brilliant.
We've got a photographer we've been using for a long time called Chris Keziak. He's incredible. We don't trust anyone else to take our photo apart from him.
Yeah, they are brilliant.
He knows what we like. He knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you changed your sort of theme as well of how you're looking now? It's a little bit different, isn't it?
I think if we look back at all the photo shoots that we've done for different single campaigns, they all look different, to be honest. We come up with something a bit different for each thing that we do, and a different feel, and
a bit darker, this one, and what I would say is, I think, before the shoot, I was really run down. I was really knackered before the photo shoot. And then I just wasn't really feeling my best. And then I went into the photo shoot and I didn't feel it was working, and I was getting a bit tearful.
You're getting a bit stressed.
I was a bit stressed. Yeah, I was a bit stressed, thinking, oh my God, we've booked this place for a photo shoot today with Chris, and I just don't think it's working. Everything I'm wearing, I don't look good. And I was in a real strop, wasn't I? And he was brilliant. He just gets on with it. He plays the playlist, he gets all the music going to cheer us up, and suddenly things just went and clicked into place at one point. I think that we got an angle right, or we got the right outfit, and we got the angle right, and that's when we knew, let's just stick with this.
Photo shoots are always the same though. You always go in with an idea of what you think will work. And then you try it out. And most of the time, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't look how you thought it would look. And then you end up wearing something else, or choosing a different angle, or whatever it is, and it's trial and error. And then, like, having a look at the photos that the photographer's taking. Chris is always really good. He'll show us what he's done. And then we'll all go, oh, that's really working, let's do more of that. And then that's how the photo shoot is born. You never really know exactly what you're going to get at the end of a photo shoot,
because obviously Chris's experience as well is going to come into it, isn't it? Because he's going to say, well, let's try it all like this now, and then that's when you get the decent shots, isn't it? Really,
he's great. And he also knows what angles are flattering, for men and for women, and he just knows what to do. to get the best out of us. And that's why we trust them with every shoot that we do.
Yeah, because that photo I put up of you on Facebook today, everybody was saying, "Oh, we were talking about it." Did you notice? They were saying, "Oh, that's off the album cover." Somebody said, "Is that right? Is it off an album cover?"
That was off the Christmas track, actually.
Was it?
I'm sure that was off a Christmas and summertime. That was actually a still from the video.
Right.
Because we wanted to put a different cover on it, because we had a different cover before, and then we changed it to a photo because we thought a photo would be stronger. Just thought, right, we'll take a still from the video, and then it was actually Chris that did the artwork, so he put it all together. So that's always been one of my favourites as well, Nige. So thanks for picking it up.
Well, I went through your website, and I was looking at all the photos, and I thought, which one can I just pin up to grab attention? I thought, that's the one. I'm going to do that. You know, so that's what I did. I hope that's all right. I didn't ask your permission.
No, absolutely. It's out there for public consumption.
If it's out there, then you use it. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. So what I usually do with the guests, right? I don't know whether you're up for this, but I ask you 3 questions each, for a little bit of fun. And there's the same questions to each, and it helps the people who are listening to the podcast or watching it find out a little bit more about you. So it's dead easy. Don't worry, it's the same questions. Your first question, right? What is your favourite snack? Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Go on then. Favourite snack?
Crisps.
That's so popular, crisps.
100%. I could eat them till I died. Like I've never thought to myself, I've had too many crisps.
Yeah.
I have to stop myself before I eat too many, because I could just eat them till I died.
There's multi-packs that just go missing. I'm being serious now. There's whole multi-packs. Like, where the hell did that?
When we go on tour, I'm like, really?
It's not a single bag.
The whole back of the car is just filled with crisps.
Oh, what you like? You're worse than me. I can't. I have maybe 2 bags and I'm always told you can only have 1 bag a day, because you're having too many bad fatty things.
I really try.
It's ridiculous.
What about you, Caroline?
Probably something chewy with seeds and raisins in it. I like my Ella bars and like naked bars and things like that. In terms of my snacks, was a cup of tea or a coffee.
She's pretending that she's all healthy.
No,
I was going to say
nuts and raisins and all that. It's just she doesn't talk about all the jelly sweets that she eats.
It was snack. It wasn't treats. Asking about a snack. Thank you. Thank you. But yes, I love jelly sweeties. I love strawberry laces and jelly tots and all of that nonsense. So sugar.
It's always a nice little treat, isn't it? Can you answer this question? You both drive, I take it, do you?
Yeah.
Driving cars. What make of car are you driving? Or what type of car? Don't give the registration. It's all right. Nobody can come chasing you down.
Well, I'm driving a Kia.
Yeah.
And I've had a great time with that brand of car.
7-year warranty.
7-year warranty.
Yeah, very good.
And recommended.
It's been good for touring.
That recently.
Yeah, very popular, aren't they? What about you, Caroline?
So I also have a Kia, but I only got my Kia this year. Before that, I had a BMW.
Yeah. Was that expensive to run a BMW?
It was one of those.
It wasn't that expensive because I'd had it for about 9 years. So
right.
Tax was like something like 30 quid a year, which was ridiculously cheap. And the insurance, because I've been driving it for so long, was really cheap as well. And it's actually dead efficient. It was a really good car until the garage wrote it off. But this is another story we'll save for another day.
What would you have done if I'd said a Bentley?
Yeah, Bentley.
Aston Martin.
Yeah, anything like that.
Making so much money from the music.
Yeah, you should have said
Martin
that.
parked outside.
Well, I've got 3 cars, actually, you should have said.
Yeah.
They're all my
garage
favourites.
only holds 12.
Yeah. I can't remember how many cars I've got. Anyway, that's brilliant. What about your all-time favourite artist then? Who's going first?
Caroline,
I'll go first. For me, it would have to be Alanis Morissette.
Right.
Yeah, she's just ace. Ever since I was about 16, I think, when her first single came out, and I've bought every album that she's ever done on CD and vinyl. I've seen her live about 5 or 6 times as well. I think it was just that time of that female singer-songwriter with a guitar, and that's what kind of got music. So she's great.
Oh, it's a hard one. It's a really hard one.
I could see you thinking there like for ages. You weren't listening, were you? You were just going,
I'm just thinking, just panicking. I would, just because she was one of the first sort of artists that I really kind of was really, really into. I will say Alicia Keys. I had all her stuff, and I've been to see her quite a few times. I'm not so much into what she's doing these days, but the legacy is there.
Yeah. Good choices, brilliant choices. Well, that's great. It's great having you on the show anyway, and thanks for sparing the time. It's hard work, isn't it? When you have busy days, don't you, both of you, all the way through? What time do you get up? Early?
Early, well, yeah. I mean, we have day jobs as well, so we juggle a lot of things. So normally we're up at 7 for day jobs and things like that. So yeah.
Anyway, it's great having you on. Keep in touch as well. Let us know when you're getting any big gigs coming up, and if you're coming down this way.
Will do.
Thanks, Nigel. Thanks for your support.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Off for a bag of crisps now.
Yeah. Multi-pack on the way.
Thanks
a lot.
Cheers, Nigel.
Thank you for joining us and sharing in the untold stories of the stars. In the world of showbiz, there's always another story waiting to be told. See you next time.
Showbiz podcast. It's your